Welcome to the Warframe weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Okina. You can get the blueprint for the Okina from the Tenno lab in your dojo, and to build it you're gonna have to put in 20,000 credits, 2 tellurium, 4,200 alloy plates, 3,400 polymer bundles and 1,800 oxium. The Okina are a pair of mastery rank 5 dual daggers that do mostly slash damage, though they also have a ton of puncture as well. They have a mediocre 16% crit chance, a standard 2x crit multiplier, and a pretty decent 20% status chance. And other than that, they're decently fast with a base attack speed of 1.08, they have solid follow through of 0.8, though they do have fairly short range of only 1.7. A basic build for the Okina is gonna look something like this. We have pressure point for a bit of damage, true steel and organ shatter for crit, reach for a bit of extra range, and then fury for attack speed. This actually works really well early on because you have slash for fleshy stuff, puncture for armored stuff, and while we don't have a ton of impact, shields are not that big of a deal in the early game. So to begin with, a no potato, zero forma build is absolutely fine here. But if you want to squeeze a little bit more out of the Okina, I would recommend you eventually build up into this instead. Now, I've tried a bunch of different setups on the Okina, and as far as light attack setups go, this is the one that I like the most. We have Condi Overload for damage, Blood Rush and Organ Shatter for crit, Berserker Fury for attack speed, Weeping Wounds for status, then we have Unranked, Virulent Scourge and Vicious Frost for just a tiny bit of vital damage, and we top it off with Spring-Loaded Blade or Primed Reach if you want to invest forma into it for range. The reason I like this setup a lot is because we're not discarding puncture. We actually want a few puncture procs in there to A, make Condition Overload a lot better because we're getting 3 status effects, which then makes it better than Primed Pressure Point, and thanks to the recent changes to puncture, it boosts your crit quite a bit, which this weapon needs because the base crit isn't all that great. And it actually performs really well. It will comfortably cruise through the entire star chart, and you can even do sortie missions with it. If, however, you want to take it into Steel Path, you're either going to have to run a very strong frame or you're going to have to run a heavy attack build. Because dual daggers are one of the few melee weapons that have a forced slash proc on their heavy attack. And generally, if a weapon can force slash procs, your best bet is to focus on the forced slash procs. The reason I don't like doing that on the Okina is because you have forced slash procs on 2 of the combos on Spinning Needle, which is the stance that matches the stance polarity on this, and the basic button mash combo also has a knockdown at the end, so you can very easily do ground finishers with this, which do a ton of damage as well. So I very much prefer a light attack setup here. So would I recommend the Okina? Yes or no? Well, yes, absolutely. If you're interested in dual daggers, the Okina are basically as good as it gets for quite a while. Because your only other option at around this mastery rank are the ether daggers, and while their damage distribution is better, they do mostly slash, they are much slower and their crit is even worse. So yeah, as far as early game dual daggers go, the Okina are pretty damn good. And as always guys, I thank you very much for watching, I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.